Hello and welcome back to LFC News. In today's video, we have some huge breaking news regarding a emergency meeting held at Anfield after last night's disappointing result. And let's be honest, disappointing is an understatement. But we will get into that in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. But before we do, please make sure you do like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, first of all, Hugo Ekitike didn't have a great game yesterday in the time he was on the pitch. Obviously came off injured. We've got a little injury update here for Ekitike. Arne Slot himself has commented. And as it says here, claims issue emerged within 5 minutes. So, Ekitike was forced off with a worrying injury an hour into Liverpool's 4-1 defeat to PSV. If the injury arose 5 minutes in, is it just a case of Ekitike didn't mention it, or was Slot stupid enough to keep him on? Because if you're risking a player like that under the scrutiny you're already under, that's not a good look. I imagine it was just Ekitike didn't say anything, but let's have a little read. So yeah, he's one of our brightest players. He has been. Obviously didn't play great yesterday, but if he was carrying an injury from the 5th minute, then that kind of explains why. That compounded itself when the striker had to be replaced by Alexander Isak with just an hour on the clock. In another blow to the woefully out of form champions. Okay. So, post-match interview, Arne Slot reportedly covered this. So, in the second half, I constantly felt, what's going on with Hugo? He said, I felt as if he couldn't move as he did in the first half. So, that's why our press, I think, was a little bit off. And he just told me that in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the first half, he felt his back too much. And that's also why he had to go out. Not only him, but we could bring the same power in our pressing as we did in the first one. Okay, so that kind of makes sense. Like, the first half to the second half, the difference in how we played was night and day. Like, I'm not saying we played well in the first half, because I don't think we did. But it was levels above how we played in the second half, and the pressing intensity was definitely a factor in that, but I don't think one player is the whole reason it all falls apart. But as it confirms here that Ekitike did keep quiet about it until he told Arne Slot after been taken off. As for specifics around Ekitike's injury in his post-match press conference, Slot simply said he felt his back spasm. Okay, so it could be anything. It could literally be like a tight muscle, but it could genuinely be something quite serious. So I guess we'll have to see what comes out about this. Obviously, with Isak, sure, it certainly isn't on great form at the minute. He's really struggling to fit into this Liverpool side. As it says here, Federico Chiesa could also be considered an option to start up front. But yeah, Slot clearly does have trust issues with Chiesa, which, I see, but I also don't. I think Chiesa has had some really bright moments as a Liverpool player, but he's also, he's played some absolute stinkers as well. So he's definitely not, a first-team striker option, but I don't see no harm in using him while Ekitike is out injured, and especially over Isak at the minute. Isak's been poor. But hopefully things get better, and hopefully it isn't as bad as it seems right now. But yeah, we're going to get into our main story today regarding a alleged emergency meeting. So this came out last night, and I've only seen it from one source, but I've only seen it from one source, but they claim that the information has come from one of their sources, who is very trusted. So this came out last night. One of our correspondents are at Anfield. Something has kicked off. We have a major breaking news at 11 p.m. regarding Arne Slot's future. This info is from our LFC source, who is very trusted. This could be the biggest load of rubbish, but there could be something in it. The only reason I say it could be a load of rubbish is because I've not really seen anywhere else post about this. But this guy, I had a little look through his account, and for the most part, a lot of the stuff he says is fairly accurate. Um, but I've not seen much from this guy before. So take this with a pinch of salt, because I've not seen this anywhere else, I believe. Actually, no, I have seen this one place else, but I can't remember the exact place of where I saw it. But this is what they had to say. So this came out an hour after they posted that. Exclusive, Liverpool Football Club is holding an emergency meeting tomorrow to discuss the pressing matter of the team's poor performance and the future of Arne Slot, according to respected sources, with Michael Edwards, the CEO of football for Fenway Sports Group, and the sporting director Richard Hughes also in attendance. This is a critical moment for the club. This doesn't look good for Arne Slot if it's true, but let's see what else it says. High-level officials from FSG are ready to make tough decisions, including a potential removal of Arne Slot, despite the initial plan to give him until January. So that's the first time I've heard that. That's the first time I've heard that they're giving him until January. From what I understand, Liverpool seem to be very supportive of Arne Slot despite the form. But that does tend to happen. A club rarely ever comes out and says, yeah, we're going to sack this guy. They normally do show support, and then when fan pressure gets too much, they sack him. The urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. The team's struggles may force their hands sooner than expected. The clock is ticking, and the stakes have never been higher for LFC. So yeah, I mean, I've not really seen anything else, and they haven't posted anything more on it. And like people like Anfield Sector, who are very reliable, they've not posted on it. Oh no. Okay, what's this? Arne Slot, if he had any conversations with the Liverpool hierarchy. Yeah, but not in the sense that they would tell me every single minute, we support you, we support you, we support you. We talk a lot if we're winning last season and if we're losing, and then they are helpful to me, to the team. So yeah, we do have those conversations, but they don't call me every single minute of the day to tell me they still trust me. We do have normal conversations okay. So it seems Slot doesn't even know what's happening really, but we kind of gathered that from his post-match interview last night. He clearly doesn't have a clue what's going on. I've been a big Slot supporter throughout this run of form, but I'm starting to have my doubts. Last night really proved to me that he doesn't seem to know what he's doing. It seems like maybe he's lost the dressing room. Maybe that is what's happened. Maybe the players just don't want to play for him anymore. It could be as simple as that. I think there's more to it, but I don't know what. And I think we will find out over the coming days, and whether anything in this emergency meeting claim, and if anything more comes up about it. But if it does, we'll be sure to let you know as soon as it does. And let me know your thoughts on this story in the comments. Do you think there is anything in it, or do you think this guy is just fishing for reacts and social media? Just fishing for likes and shares. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. It's hard because nobody else reported on it, which I think is a bit of a red flag. But also, he could just be the first guy on it. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.